This is ice coconut latte, and I also have this is sushi, but it's like spicy prawn dragon, and I'm like at the park because the outside is a good thing to be outside. You know, the point of life is the experience. So in life is about the experience of life. So like the reason why life is created is because you're supposed to experience life. So like every experience is not going to be always good, but that's the point of life. Life comes with negative experiences, and it also comes with good experiences as well. But the point of life is an experience itself. Like that's the whole point of life. So if you don't know that, I can understand it because it could be tied to a lot of mental health issues. But always remember, the point of life is experiencing it. Like that's the whole point of life being there. And that's the whole point of it existing. So life is here because it's an experience. So like that's the whole idea of life. Now, I'm not saying that when you're in life it's going to come with this positive rainbow all the time, because it's not necessarily true. Life comes with a lot of issues, and sometimes it can feel like a roller coaster, but it gets better. Like it's not going to always be negative all the time. I think the main issue that I've noticed with this whole public thing is that people are forgetting the point of life is an experience. So I'm just giving an example. Say if like you don't feel like going to the store, that's an experience. So going to the grocery store and buying food is an experience. You don't necessarily always have to have friends in order to experience life. You can experience it by going to the coffee shop, going to the grocery store to buy your food, going to the park. And it's not always necessarily, you don't always have to have money to experience life. You can go to Chipotle by walking. You can walk to Chipotle and buy a burrito. That's an experience. You walking to a restaurant ordering food is an experience. So don't ever forget that because things are happening in the world that you don't get to experience, because it's not true. And obviously, yeah, it's a good thing to order things online, but remember, when you order food online, it's taking away your experience. So if you're someone that's ordering food every day, right? Always remember, when you're ordering food, you're taking away the experience of going to the restaurant. So when you go to a restaurant, that's the joy of the experience of going to the restaurant. So whether you walk to the restaurant, you take the bus, or you get the Uber, it's an experience. You going to the restaurant, it's the joy of the experience of going to the restaurant. So the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm noticing that there's a lot of things that are being removed, like people's experiences are being removed from whatever it is that's happening in the world. And I always post this because you need to always remember how to use a typewriter, how to brush your teeth manually. Like all of these things need to be said. Go to the park with your family, right? All of those things are experiences that are a part of life that you're supposed to be doing. Going to a coffee shop by yourself, going to a coffee shop with anybody that wants to go with you, that's an experience. So when you start forgetting that, you're taking your subconscious away from yourself. So when you forget that life is an experience, you're removing your ability to have a choice to have a subconscious mind. So to have a subconscious mind is a choice. It's something that you have to choose to do for yourself. But when you remove yourself from your own experience, it becomes not normal. It becomes something that is not, it's not a normal thing. But the reason why I'm posting this video is because this needs to be said on YouTube, on social media platforms. Your experience of life should be more important than anything else. Your experience of life should always be more important than whatever is happening in the world. So if you find yourself taking away your own experience of life, that's how you know you fell in too deep. When you find yourself in positions where you're forgetting that life is an experience, you've made a mistake. Something's not right, because those things are not normal. And it's so crazy, because the direction that the world is going into, that is the direction it's going in. The amount of people, just me remembering that my ancestor, Harry and Meghan, they left and they went to America because they know the direction that the world is going into is negative. They left because they know people are forgetting the experience of life. Like, this is the reality of what this is coming to. And I think it's crazy. The amount of people that are becoming unwell, the amount of people that are becoming so sick they can't even experience life. Experience in life is gratitude. The fact that you get to choose to have a subconscious mind, that's something to be grateful for. That's gratitude. Because most of these people can't do that. They can't experience life anymore. Some people can't even choose to have a subconscious mind. To have a subconscious mind is a choice, right? But the direction that the world is going into, most of these people can't do that. But the reason why I'm making this video is because I'm anointed by God, and these things have to be put up on social media because it needs to be talked about. So if you ever find yourself being removed from the experience of life, you've lost. Because those things is not normal. Yeah, your ability to go to a restaurant, even if you walk there, or if you take the Uber, or if you take the bus, or you use transport, it doesn't matter. Why? Because that's your experience of being able to go to a restaurant. So if you find yourself in these positions to where you're not going to a restaurant to order food in public, something is not right. You've lost it. If you're always in your house ordering food, that's not normal. Because the experience of life is to go and find the restaurant, right? Go to the cafe, go to the park and have coffee. These things are normal to do. And I'm starting to see the reason why God has anointed me to put me in this position is because of this. Because we're going into a generation where people don't know how to go to the park. They're forgetting that going to a coffee shop is an experience, right? And this is the reason why God is putting the spotlight in my direction, because I'm meant to basically show the next generation how to live a normal life. Now that might seem like, in this generation, that might seem like we've already did that, right? But no, we haven't. We have not already did it, because if we did, there will be so many people outside of this park. The parks that you go to are dead. Why is there nobody in the park? Because everything they thought they taught, everything they thought people knew, they didn't really know. You have so many people that are dealing with insecurities that they can't even go out in public by themselves. If you ever think about that, it tells you everything they taught, they didn't teach it properly. Because if they did, you wouldn't have so many people that is afraid to go outside because they don't feel confident. So all of those things is telling you that whatever they were teaching, they didn't do it properly. Because if they did, you would see so many people outside at the park. And I do think that I'm starting to see why, you know, these things are being exposed, because I think it's for a good reason, to be honest with you. I think that the fact that even me, I come from a big family where many people in my family were very insecure. They didn't have confidence, they didn't have high self-esteem. Some of them were scared to go to a restaurant because they didn't feel secure within themselves. And that just tells me whatever they were teaching, they didn't do it properly. Because if people were really confident to go outside, they wouldn't even be scared to do it. It would be common sense to go outside. I think that all the things that happened in the past were a mistake. Like, this is gonna sound really rude, but I do think that the things that happened in the past, it has to change. It was a mistake. Because there's too many people that have the fact that I can go outside, right? And I think it's normal. Like, for me, it's common sense to go outside and have food, right? But the generation that I come from, many people in my bloodline, they never felt comfortable to do that. And I always used to think that it was common sense to go outside and eat your food, right? But it's not for some people. So some people struggle to do that, and I never even realized that until recently. And then I started noticing that the amount of people that I seen in my life that didn't know how to go to the park and eat food and stuff, it tells me that all the stuff that was taught wasn't taught right. Because the fact that I was the only person that knew how to do that, it means that everything that was taught before, they didn't do a good job. Because you're not supposed to be the only person in your family that's able to go to the park and eat your food and be confident enough to do that. So it just tells me that there's many people that struggle to do that. But it just goes back to tell you, whatever was taught, it wasn't taught right. Otherwise, you would have so many people doing the same thing, right?